Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Set, ready? 10 logo. Get in the white room. Get in the white room. Hit it.
They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
80 weapons. Ready.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Open man, Taylor Gabriel. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Hardy Nickerson there to make the tackle.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Shelley firing quickly here, and that's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. On first down, Rivers. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Tony Pollard, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Rosas good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. Cordell Patterson, the 40. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, Cowboys. That'll go down as a 99-yard kick return as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Well, there you go. They gave up the score to start the game, and as quick as they could get it back, they did on the return.
And people talk about this all the time, whether you're coaching it, whether you're trying to work on it, whether you're just trying to put in the minds of your players. Attack back as fast as you can after giving up a score. No quicker way than on a kick return.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Shelley. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Operating from the gun, Shelley. Finding Gabriel, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
On first down, Shelley buying time to his left. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And it's picked up by the Cowboys. And now off to the races down the right side. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that in a great play for that defensive unit. Bailey got the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. So the drive's going to start with Pollard trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. Second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards there and a first down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
61, matchbox lights.
They run the counter. Pollard. A gain of 3, second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
To throw on second down. Shelley. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards there, first down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. This quarterback now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, Shelley flushed out right. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's got this down to the 35. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
This quarterback now, only 1 pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Shelley. He'll let this go for the end zone. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1 yard line.
1 yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who throw it.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4 yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 4 yard line.
They come up in an offset eye. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. On second down, it's Pollard. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
This is 3rd and goal now. 80,000 on their feet here in Arlington. Back to throw. Shelley to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Rosa's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
Let's go, boy. Bring it up.
At their own 25-yard line.
They started on the ground with Eckler. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And he powers his way up past the 30.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
You got nothing today. You got nothing. Check back.
Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
that.
Super toe.
First down, and it's Pollard again. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Shelley. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. There he goes, right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Now that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that makes it a 21-10 game. This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
At their own 31-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Let's make these babies crawl all the way back home. Mike's 50, Mike's 50.
Throwing after the interception. Shelley going right side here, and that's complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. 41 yards. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Shelley throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. To throw again. Shelley. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Mayfield looks to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning it into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 50-yard line.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Okay, buddy, I see you.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Ken Lobo.
Now Pollard. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
At the Cowboys' 35-yard line.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll run with Pollard. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Ready? 18 Gator. Recon 132 fighter. Push him back.
Trying to run for it with Pollard. And an alley to run. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Tony Pollard with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Rosas to add the extra point. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away.
The Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff.
Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Ed Oliver racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. First down, Mayfield. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number one. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal.
Hey, alert 33. 55.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Greg Olsen, as the first half is winding down. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on first and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Bailey got the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
Here we go. Yeah. Get it.
Looking to throw on second down. Shelley. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Now the Pro Bowl kicker, Aldrick Rosas. Last year, he hit one from 57. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half. and they've had an ability to see what you've done, they're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Pilot, 64, weak. I got you.
Throwing on second down. Mayfield will find Metcalf. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Going on the ground with Eckler, and he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Oh, incomplete. A turnover would have really helped there. Almost intercepted. Instead, it's just 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 11.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Now a toss coming right side. Pollard, and a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Back to it after the pick 6, Mayfield. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. And now it's 2nd down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Watch safety 3. Hey, alert, 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 alert. Safety 3.
Mayfield on 1st down. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
They really love to get him into one-on-one opportunities, and this is one way. Work him out of the slot and create a mismatch. Who's going to cover him? Corner, safety, linebacker? He's got a way to beat all of those positions.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Mayfield to throw it. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Ed Oliver, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
180. Right there, 54 miles. I'm trying to collect. Hey, one set. Real. Check mark 54.
3rd and long for Mayfield. Goodwin able to haul it in. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 43.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Geno Atkins got home that time. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. To throw, Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on 3rd down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Now this is fielded in the end zone. 12 yards on the return that time. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Mike 50, Mike 50. You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Operating from the gun, Shelley. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. It's a gain of 7, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Set. 10-2, sir. 50 to Mike. 50 to Mike. We own it. We alpha. Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, Mike 50. Mike 50. Mike 50. Hey, exit.
To throw on 3rd down, Shelley. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a 1st down, 49ers.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a 1st.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. A pretty nice work defensively there on the 1st down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle.
8-3. Switch them. Track. Bravo. 2.
To throw on 2nd down, Shelley. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 16 yards, a 1st down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll run on 1st down. Pollard. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter play. Back now in Arlington. It's been a good one so far. Just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Shelley. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw and a good one.
On 3rd down, it's Pollard. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. At 5 yards on the play there, the drive will continue.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Off the bootleg, Shelley. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. A sack by Brandon Graham. He's been doing that since he entered the league in 2010. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Hey, Echo! Get it!
Back to throw. Shelley. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Call it a 3-yard gain, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Hey, Haywood! Yo, check that!
Throwing on 3rd and long. Shelley, he wants it all for the end zone. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Terry McLaurin, his first touchdown on the year. And once again, the 49ers are back out in front. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ed Oliver in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Check, watch 54, watch 54.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Mayfield. It's caught by Sanders. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. And this hasn't been the typical game, no doubt, for Emmanuel Sanders. They've really limited him.
He's one of those players that provides a real spark when he gets going. And when he does it, it's felt by the rest of the team, and they're feeling it in this one because right now they're trailing.
Throwing, Mayfield. And able to haul it in is Kittle. First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Running on first down, Eckler. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front Really well done.
Mike 54. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Run.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Mayfield. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on 3rd down. I mean, you just need a yard or two to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. The stop was made by Jannard Avery. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Here's 2nd and 8. He's got his big tight end, Fan. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a 1st down. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. The improv act there, good for 9. And now they'll be looking at a 3rd and short, 3rd and 1.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Ready? 10 logo. Mike 50. Here we go. Clear. 50's the mark. 50's the mark.
On 3rd down, Pollard. And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Call it a gain of 5 as they move the sticks.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Down to a knee for the 49ers. This one about to be on ice.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Cowboys' 36-yard line.
So the victory here for San Francisco, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Niners, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Dallas, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.